Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Will.
Hey, and
All
this is
right, now
Ish.
Talk Heavy podcast coming to you. Now, listen, this is the first time we doing something remotely. You know what I mean? Listen, we trying to step our game up a little bit at a time. You know what I mean? Because
Just a little bit,
that's it.
just a
We
little
learn.
bit.
We learning the game. It's a journey. We taking a journey, as they say. So today's topic.
But we both come from home, so
Right,
this is why this looks a little
right.
different
We
today.
both and listen. I appreciate you being able to show up. That's all I can say. You know, it's hard.
Amen. We gonna get it
Yeah, we
done
both
regardless.
two busy individuals. We both have businesses, so it seems like it's easy. People think it's easy to just do a podcast. Now, if you're doing a talking podcast, maybe because you could talk anywhere in your bedroom. You be sitting down on the toilet and you could be talking. To be
Right.
honest with you, but when you're doing video,
Exactly. The excuses might
you're
be
right.
better in there.
The video make it just a little different. So our topic of today,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about what we both do, one of our business that we both are involved in, how we met, partnership, part of the partnership. We already knew we was friends. Everybody know that, what we went through, but we do life insurance. Now, recently I did a couple
Yeah.
policies for people, and sometimes I want to say we want to give the client what they want, but
Right.
sometimes the client doesn't seem to know what they need. Now,
Exactly. Right.
elaborate on that, Ish. Let them know. Let them know what it's all about.
Well, one of the most important concepts that we like to teach our families and people that we're introducing the product of insurance to is I like to ask the question where they are in their lives as far as their finances. And then I'll ask them, do they feel as though they need life insurance for their entire life?
Right.
So, Will, I'm going to ask you that
Right.
question. What would be your response if someone asked you, do you think you need life insurance for your entire life?
Of course, of course. I mean, man, listen, and that's the average lifespan is between 80 and 100 now. So life is going up more. It's
Uh
not. It used
huh.
to be, 40 years ago, people lived to be 55, 60. That was a lot back then. If you reach 70,
Yeah, the mortality rate has
like
definitely
70 was a milestone. But now you can touch 100, 105, 110.
right.
Life is expanding, and you need more money to cover that lifespan.
And not only that, what I like to educate families with as well is that it's not just about you. That God forbid if you would die today or tomorrow, um, your family, your children, your income it would disappear, and your family would probably be
Right.
devastated because that income's no is not there. So life insurance isn't just for burial; it's for living as well. And that's what we like to educate our families when we're talking about that. So think about even with single people. You know, a lot of people are saying because I'm single, I don't have a family. Why do I need life
Right.
insurance? And again, I explained to them, you're going to leave somebody to handle your affairs. Think of the most important person that could benefit from not only um, making sure that your requests are done when you pass, but also who can use a little extra money after you go on, just to give them that little appreciation and gratitude that they took care of you. So, how you feel about that,
I,
Will?
I,
As far
I think
as
you did on the mark. I mean, because a lot that is what the problem I'm running into a lot of times is I'm single. What difference do it make to me? But
right,
it makes a difference because you want to help
right,
somebody. You know what I mean? Your mother, your father, your grandparents. Why not give them something more comfort? First of all, not to be a burden to put you in the ground, number one, but to also help them grow wealth. I mean, honestly, if somebody has a nice size policy, it turns into a wealth builder. It's just like owning a property.
hmm
If you have a property that's worth 500,000 and you sell it, you're waking
right,
and say you leave it to your parents and they sell it, or you leave it to your brother or sister and they sell it. You're helping them to build wealth because you're leaving them something of value, not have to just first of all turn around, get a GoFundMe, so they can take care of your final expenses and leave them with nothing, but you're leaving them with something for that and for something in the future.
Yeah. He's being a mature, responsible
Exactly.
adult. And it doesn't cost a lot to
Right.
do that. Another thing I like to educate people on is, they always have, well, what age should I start getting life insurance? And, as soon as you start working, I would say from the age 25 to 45 are really the target market as far as those that have young children, they might have debt, they might have a mortgage, they have a
Right.
life. And if something would happen to them and they're no longer here, that policy would cover what they were bringing to the table.
Exactly. Because when you look at people like, because a lot of parental policies on their children end at 25. I know the show that on my son,
Right.
that's when it was universal, but it was something I didn't actually want, didn't know what insurance was about. Somebody sold it to me, and I think they did what the
Hmm.
best they could do for me at the time. But now I know better about certain things
Right.
in my mind what I would have did. But I do know a lot of people's policies in their children in the 25. The ones I just wrote, that was basically the case.
I just had to renew my
Right.
son.
Right. That's the case. You say,
Exactly.
well, 25
Yeah,
now.
my son just turned 25, so I had to renew his
Yeah.
policy.
So that, and it makes sense. But now let's get to the core. What's the number? Listen, everybody got a number. That's what they tell you all the time. People always say,
Right.
with certain things, what's your number? Like, I own a home. And they always ask me, if you sell, what's your number? So when it comes to insurance,
Hmm.
what's the number? What do you think?
When it comes to families, I like to estimate their youngest child if they have
Right,
children. So, say if your child is 12,
right,
um, it would be to the age of 21. So, you would subtract 20 from their age
right.
is 12, and you would come up with the number. I ain't good with the math, well, but I think it's 6 years or seven
If it
years.
was 21, that'd be, you said 12, you said they're 12 and they're going to be 21 to 21.
8 or
Right,
9, right?
that's about almost 10 years, actually. Almost 9 years, be exact,
Right,
9. Now,
right.
we're not
So you
mathematicians here.
take
We
that,
just 9 years. We just saying
right.
9 years. Let's keep that out there.
So we're gonna say that the number is 8 or 9. You take your income that you currently make a year, say if you make $50,000 a year, and you times that by the number 8 or 9, whatever your youngest child before they turn
Right.
21. And that's how you know the amount of what you would
Oh,
need.
okay. Simple mathematics. Simple
Okay.
mathematics.
So that includes, we like to add 1,500 because most funerals will run you between 11 to $15,000.
Okay.
Okay.
That's about right.
And then once you include that, then you take your salary that you earn
Right.
each year
Times the 9.
and times that by the
Oh,
9,
okay. Okay.
which is the number of years it would take for your child to reach
Oh,
21.
okay. And that's just taking care of family. That's
That's just
taking
taking
care of
care of
family.
family and your
Right.
burial.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
Hmm.
So I really
Now, again, if you're a single person, to me, it doesn't benefit anybody getting less than fifty thousand
right. That
dollars.
makes sense. That makes sense.
And if you're a healthy person, that would be $20 a month. It's really
And you know
cheap,
what?
like maybe
And to
less
put
than
that in
that.
perspective, because like people always say, what 50,000? What is that? Let me tell you something. These people run in and get on these game shows, right? They get on the Family Feud, for instance. At the end of the show, they're trying to win
Hmm.
$20,000, right? To split between 5
Right,
people. Okay, that's
right.
$4,000 person if they win.
Without
Right.
and the taxes come out of that as
Taxes,
well.
you got all type of expenses, right? Which we know that life insurance is
Right.
untaxed. See, that's another thing people don't understand. Life insurance in most states is not taxable. So that's another benefit of helping somebody out.
Hmm.
But that's the kind of thing we think about
Hmm.
money, and I tell people about money, like
Hmm.
you gotta look at how people are breaking their neck to get on that game show. And I mean, it's about being on TV. That's
Hmm.
another thing we talk about, another medium. But the amount It drives my sister crazy. She always says, "Well, I'm going all this for $4,000. Like if we win, we got to win every show. We got to win 5 times to get the car.
Right.
Like to get anything out of it."
Well, I think that you're only allowed like
I think
three
it's 5.
times. I think they kick you
I
off
think it's
after three.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
3 times. I think it's 3 times. Yeah, 3 days or something like that. I think it's 3 to 5 times you can get on it. But either way, the
Mm-hmm.
basic, the minimum you can get is 100, which would be 20,000 per person. You know, and that's amazing if you can win the whole thing. But listen,
Right.
you can win or help somebody win just by doing the right thing. Because number one, you don't want to put somebody in debt. That's the one thing I look at in insurance. When I tell people about life insurance,
Right.
don't put somebody else in debt because you're out here running around having a good time, and I want everybody to have a good time. Make no mistake about it. I like to have a good time. I work hard and I play hard. There's no problem with that. But at the end of the day, you got to shoot something away. So if I play hard too many times or whatever, and I decide I don't want to wake up, I don't play so I don't want to wake up anymore. We don't say it that way. I don't want somebody to be struggling. I don't want somebody to say, "Well, damn,
Right.
Will didn't do nothing for me. He didn't leave me anything. I'm struggling." Why not? When for a small, I mean,
What is the
right.
legacy that you want
And
to
that's
leave?
we about legacy building. And I tell people all the time, we build legacies. If you want that, you can just like you said, you can just
Mm-hmm.
put somebody away, but it's better to put and help at the same time because the other
Yeah, I
coaches
agree.
do it. They do it without even having to be told. It's just built into their DNA of what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take care of the next one.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start doing the same thing. That's another reason why we do these podcasts. We try to educate. I know, and I say to people all the time, and I love it when somebody says, "Well," and a friend of mine said the other day, last week, shout out to my girl Nick at Night. She said to me last week, "Your podcast is too short." I said, "What? I thought they were too long. I don't want to bother people. I don't want to bother people." I'm thinking to myself, and you know me, I'll be telling you, I'll be like, "This thing going long." And you be like, "Yeah, I don't know, maybe." We look at each other like, "Are we going too long?" I don't know. But it come to find out, and I've heard it twice already from another person also said it, like the podcast kind of short. I'm like, 20 minutes ain't enough.
Well, it's only short because our jobs, as we see it, is to get the
Right,
information out there
as fast as possible, and
and not to
right,
bore
and
you
not
with a
right
whole lot of
jam you with all the
logistics.
logistics and
Right.
jam you. That's why we're talking about it in a regular situation. See, we can be numbers. We could be out here talking in real numbers. We could be. Like you got a family, times this, times that, your car payment to this, that, and the third.
Right.
We just putting it into a format that makes it easy for you to understand. You're going to need a certain amount. We're here to help you
Right.
facilitate either way.
Right.
You want a small amount? We'll do that. Do you want a amount to take care of your family? You need
Mm-hmm.
that. And that's what we have to start to, because I
Mm-hmm.
think that's something I'm learning from you, being my mentor in this, because really, I was just trying to policies. Let me do policy. Let me do policy. Let me do policy. But then when you do the policy, at the end of the day, it's like, did I do that person right? Because I got him a policy, but did I get him
Yeah.
enough?
Exactly.
Did I get him enough? Not
Right.
just get the person, because yes, it's a business for us. So it is a business for me to write a policy. But at the end of the day, am I building a legacy? Am I helping people? I want somebody to say, "Will help me
Exactly.
get that
Exactly.
policy, and he did me good. You know, he did me right." I don't want to just be
And the benefits of and the rewards of all of that is then they'll refer you to their friends, their family, their loved
exactly,
ones, their children to come to
exactly
you when they get of age and want a policy, and it just
right.
goes on and
Because
on. And that's
right,
the
because
goal.
being I've been a barber for 30 something years, and anybody know me knows I
Hmm.
cut hair, been cutting hair for years, and at the same time I'm giving advice. See, so as I give advice, that's what kind
Hmm.
of led me into this business with you because I like giving people good knowledge. I like
Yeah,
cutting hair; it makes me money. I don't
and
cut
helping
hair
people.
for free, but I give this knowledge for
Right.
free. But when you do a policy, yes, I get
Right.
something from the policy. It works in both our favors, a give and take. But I like to give our information,
Hmm.
and not to make it long with it. But I just finished working with a guy. and just a few minutes ago actually. And I'm cutting his hair and we talking. This is a good friend of mine. I've been cutting his for about 10 years, maybe 12, 13 years now. It's been a while. Through the pandemic, everything else, this is
Mhm.
my man I'm cutting. He started a business that I actually, you know, kind of like edged him on extra hard, and it didn't work out. But then
Mhm.
he shifted. I asked him to shift to something else. And he did that, and now it's working out for him, right? And he's making great money.
Mhm.
I'm proud of myself for edging him one way because I did when because he was working at a regular job. I told him you can be an entrepreneur. He believed in me. I I gave him some advice. He ran with it. It didn't work out the way he wanted, but we shifted. He ran with that, and now it's working out. Today, today,
Awesome.
I explained to him about some stocks. Like, well, I'm doing this with stocks. I'm doing that with stocks. He said, well, how
Mhm.
do I do that? So while he's sitting in the chair, I show him how to buy stocks. See, we in this game to help
Mhm.
people. Now, I don't make a commission off
Right.
him buying stocks, but he may one day say, same way as he wants some other, listen, I need to take care of my family. Because remember, now he's self-employed. So he needs this. He hasn't opened
Right.
up to it fully yet, but he needs this policy. So as I work on him, because that's what we do. He gets his haircut every 2 weeks. We talk about business, finances, insurance, and everything. So hopefully one day he'll have enough to cover his family. But now I got the idea that you
Right.
said,
And you're building a
now I got the information from you because you are my mentor. It lets me know
right.
when I talk to him, I don't want to talk about $5,000, $10,000. I don't want to talk about this small policy with him because he has 3 daughters, a son,
Right.
and a wife. You got to cover all these people
Right.
because he
Yeah.
sees how it was to not have income for a little while. So he went in space, not a long
Yeah.
space, but he went a few months with no income. Ate his savings up and all that.
Wow.
So I understand, like, wow, what if you really go? Your family going to be
Mhm.
hurt. Eat something.
Mhm.
So I'm glad we had this talk today. This is one of them podcasts I'm proud to have to be on. Like I'm always proud to be up here. I'm not doing it for the gram. I'm doing it because I love people, so but it always feels better when wow, I'm getting some good information so I can help this client. The next time we talk about
And
insurance, I can
and
give them a number.
lastly before we go, Will, I wanted to finish this with, okay, we have the life insurance policy in hand, and we're paying, the monthly premium and all that
Right,
kind of stuff. But then we get to age 65 and have nothing there for
right.
retirement. So our company offers a program attached with your life insurance policy so that you don't get to age 65. I have all this life insurance,
Yes,
but I'm still broke. I have no savings.
right,
So you can kind of do both at the same time. And we'll sit down, free consultation on for those that are interested in how
right.
that
And
works.
not like I always tell people, get a quote. You can always get a quote from me. You can get it from me
Yeah.
or Maisha. And not only that, you see the way we're communicating today? You can do the same thing. We can set you up with a Zoom meeting. You don't have to come and meet me. You don't have to come see me. We can discuss it. Then, depending on what state you're in or where you're at, then we work that out too. Because I have a license in 3 states. Me has a license in a couple states, so it works out. We have licenses in different states and things like that, so we can write these policies. So don't be afraid to look at the
Mm-hmm.
podcast. I'm going to work on how to work things out in the description because, like I said, I'm new. I'm still working it out. But we're going to try to put our information in the description so you can contact either one of us and we can set up a meeting. So it's not going to be hard. We're going to put our emails down maybe and we'll work it out. We'll work it out how we're going to put it in the description. But I will get that information out to you so you
Exactly.
can definitely contact us because we can talk about that. And even if you feel as though you want to do what we do, we can talk about that also because
Mm-hmm.
you might be able to do it better than us. You know what I mean? We try to do the best we
Yeah.
can, but we offering a service to anybody, and you might be able to come into this business and do it better. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what kept us or kept me afloat during the
Right.
pandemic.
Exactly. Because this is a recession proof business. Don't worry about that part. It's recession proof. You'll be here doing this job when everything else come and go. Somebody gonna still need insurance because, like I said, a lot of you don't know banks are built on it. A lot of these multi-billion-dollar companies are built on insurance. Look it up. Look it up and find out. You'll say, "Oh my God, I want a piece of the rock." You'll be finding out. Like,
we'll have a podcast on
we
that
do
too.
that too. The behind the scenes, show you what's really going on with this big
Yeah.
business and this insurance, because it is a big business.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're gonna start out as best we can getting you these policies, get these quotes, and you just get with it.
And definitely get the information now so we can help you because we're
Yeah,
just here
that's
to
it.
help.
That's all I want to do.
This
I
is
want to
my
help
goal,
people. Our
our
like I
goal.
said, and that's always my thing. I got to look at the better number because I want to help people better. Because I've been doing it, but I don't think I do it to the fullest of my ability because I didn't know. But now I know. Like it's starting to be. I'm gonna start using the mathematical equations that Mia's giving me, and we're gonna start doing better business because and not.
Yes,
I don't want to waste anybody's time.
But it's been fun.
I
like
know
it.
that's right. Listen, I know you got to go make some calls. Listen, she the call queen. She always on the call. She hard to reach. You know what I mean? I'm always busy, but listen, we're gonna get back as soon as you get with us. We're gonna get you these quotes. We're gonna get you the information you need, whatever it is. You can call anytime. You can ask us on the email. We probably gonna have to set up an email podcast email, so you can contact us and we both can see it at the same time. So we'll create that, right? That makes sense, right? We create a podcast email. Right.
Totally.
So we'll work that out. Listen, everybody, we appreciate y'all giving us y'all time. Hey, Nick, I'm sorry if it's too short. We do 20 minutes, a little bit more. That's what we do right now.
We working on the time, Nick. We working on the time.
It's your boy Big Will. We love y'all. We love y'all.
Peace and blessings, everybody.
Talk Heavy TV podcast. We'll talk to y'all later.